Simplifying exponents. We're going to start with a simpler example that looks like this. 5a to the negative 3 divided by b to the negative 4. The goal is to rewrite this expression to not have any negative exponents at all. So the simple rule that you can follow is that if you have a letter or a number to the exponent that's in the numerator, it will actually go in the denominator and the exponent will become positive. If you have a letter or a number to the negative exponent in the denominator, then it will come up to the numerator and also become positive. So here's what it's going to look like after we flip-flopped those two letters. That is going to be 5, b to the 4th power, and a to the 3rd power. So when a letter to the negative exponent jumps from the numerator to the denominator, the exponent becomes positive. When it jumps from the denominator to the numerator, it also becomes positive. This is as far as you can go on this question. Let's try another one. Negative 2, x to the negative 3, y to the 2nd divided by x to the 5th, y to the negative 4th. The same kind of example where the x to the negative 3rd power, it's going to go into the denominator, the power will become positive, and y to the negative 4 power will go into the numerator, the power will become positive. Now the negative 2, we are actually not touching. It's not 2 to the negative 1 power, it's just negative 2, so it's going to stay in the numerator, negative 2. I have y squared that was already there. I will also have y to the 4th power in the numerator. Now in the denominator, I already had x to the 5th, it stays there, and then x to the 3rd is going to be also in the denominator. Now one more step, we need to actually simplify in the numerator y to the 2nd times y to the 4th. That is y to the 6th power. We're adding the exponents together. And in the denominator, we have x to the 5th times x to the 3rd. That is x to the 8th power. Again, adding the exponents together. Let's try another one. 20. A to the 0 power, b to the negative 2, c to the 3rd divided by negative 5, a to the negative 2, b to the 3rd, c to the negative 1. A little bit harder of a problem, so I'm going to try to break it up into several parts. Part 1, I'm going to take care of this a to the 0 power. That is 1. Anything to the 0 power is 1. And then I'm also going to reduce the 20 and the negative 5. So 20 divided by negative 5 is negative 4. I'm going to go ahead and rewrite it with these modifications. So this is negative 4, b to the negative 2nd, c to the 3rd, divided by a to the negative 2nd, b to the 3rd, c to the negative 1. Now we'll go ahead and start moving the negative powers around. So b to the negative 2nd will go down. Then a to the negative 2nd, that will go up. And then also c to the negative 1, that's also going to go up. So now we have negative 4 c cubed times c times a squared divided by, I already had b to the 3rd in the denominator, and b to the 2nd also went down to the denominator. And go ahead and put them together. Negative 4 c to the 3rd times c, that's c to the power 3 plus 1. There is an invisible one right here. So that is the 4th power times a squared. And on the bottom, b to the 3rd times b to the 2nd, that's b to the 5th. That's as far as you can take this one. Now, the next, we are going to look at two examples that have power to the power. something like this. A to the negative 3 over 2b to the negative 2. And then on the outside of that is negative 3. The easiest way that I have found to deal with this particular type of problem is to work inside out. So if you can get rid of the negative powers inside the parenthesis first, so that would be b to the second divided by 2a to the third to the negative 3 power. So now inside the parentheses, we don't have any more negative powers. On the outside, I still have a negative 3. Now to get rid of the negative in front of that 3, it's pretty easy. All you have to do is flip the fraction inside the parentheses. So this is 2a cubed divided by b squared. And now it's going to be just cubed, just to the third power, not negative third power. After this is not too bad. This is just 2 to the third power times a to the third power, and then to the third power again, and then b to the second power to the third power. 2 to the third is 8, a to the 3, and then to the 3 again. You multiplying the powers this time, so it's a to the 9th, and then b is to the power 2 times 3, which is 6. And one more. Do a squared b to the negative 1 divided by 3a cubed b to the second, and then all that to the negative 2. Okay, this time we can actually simplify stuff inside the parentheses. So first thing, I'm going to go ahead and take care of this negative 1. So that would be a squared divided by 3 times a cubed b to the second times b, all that to the second power. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about a to the second and a to the third. Well, a to the second and a to the third, since I have one more a on the bottom, this is just going to be 1, and this is just going to be a to the first power. So I'm going to rewrite this one more time. There should be a negative right here. So that's 1, 1 over 3 times a times b cubed. B squared times b is b cubed to the negative 2 power. Now to get rid of the negative on the outside of the parenthesis, all you have to do is flip the fraction inside upside down. So this is 3ab cubed divided by 1. Now all of that is just squared. And then you apply the square to everything inside the parentheses. So this is 3 squared, a squared, b to the third squared. Since the denominator is just 1, 1 squared is still 1, so I don't have to worry about it. 3 squared is 9, a squared, and then b is to the power 3 times 2, which is 6.